The new era for Chelsea Football Club starts now. The 2026-27 season is just on the horizon for the Premier League, and Chelsea still have a bit to do to prepare themselves, but we are seeing new faces, new manager, new players within this Chelsea squad, so it could be a really exciting, or at least entertaining, season for Chelsea fans and just the neutrals, because Chelsea are going to be an interesting story in this Premier League season. I cannot wait. Now, with this new manager, Xabi Alonso, coming in, it means it's a total reset for Chelsea. Last season, there was drama upon drama, here, there, and everywhere. Enzo Maresca left their club, and then they had a really good start for the new manager, who then left again later in the season. They were really inconsistent, Chelsea, and they ended up, I think they finished 10th in the Premier League last season, which is not good enough for a capable Chelsea side who have done a lot in their past and have a lot to come within their future. So it will be interesting to see how this Chelsea side adapts to this new system within the next season of the Premier League. After the break, I'll be back with some transfers that are going to change Chelsea. Well, Chelsea have been active over the transfer window already and have nearly cleared in all they want to do this summer transfer window, but it's not over yet. Xabi Alonso, of course, will have wanted what he needs within this window, and he's got what he has wanted for a few of the names, and it's been such an interesting transfer window so far. They have gained Morgan Rogers with the British transfer record. That is going to be a big and an interesting addition to their squad. Plus, they have just gained Maxime Lacroix from Crystal Palace, so two good additions that will bring Premier League experience, and we know they are great at this level. So they have looked to add to the attacking areas and the defensive areas, but one area where we really know that Xabi Alonso prides his players with is those wing-back roles. And Palestra has come in from Atalanta, and his position as a right wing-back will likely be key for Chelsea this season. I'm really excited to see what he is about and how Xabi Alonso uses those wings back within this season. Then also they have gained Quenda as well as a possible future prospect for the Chelsea squad. These are some big transfers over the summer window, and they could really be what they need, but there's still more to occur within this window for Chelsea to do. We'll talk about that later, but after the break we'll talk about the system Xabi Alonso is going to play. Xabi Alonso has been manager at Bayer Leverkusen and Real Madrid. Now let's put Real Madrid to the back of our minds, because Real Madrid are a really tough side to manage, and it's more about player management when you're managing a side of their quality and with their star power they have in their lineup. So let's look back to Bayer Leverkusen. And he used a 3-4-2-1, if I'm not wrong, for that incredibly strong side that produced a nearly a full season in the Bundesliga, undefeated, and caused so much havoc for even sides such as Bayern Munich. And it was vital that their system was strong. Their 3-4-2-1 system was actually really solid and difficult to defend and attack. They were often playing on counterattacks and won games very late. Now, at Chelsea, Xabi Alonso will likely bring in this 3-4-2-1 system. And the big point with the system is the wing-backs. Now, I think he still has some job to do to bring in the wing-backs he wants. Cucurella has left, so he won't be playing those roles. But with this lineup, Chelsea are wanting 3 at the back and then wing-backs who do a lot of work, getting high and then dropping back and defending. We saw Grimaldo and Frimpong for Bayer Leverkusen were hard workers, but also really good in the final third as well. Frimpong especially. At the moment, Chelsea have Palestra and Hato, who are likely going to take those roles, but I think there is still a left wing back transfer to come within this window from Chelsea. Now, defensively, they have brought in Lacroix and they have 2 other really strong centre-backs, and then they have a bit behind them as well, some players that create that depth. And then within the midfield, Fernandes, Caicedo, they are the solid 2 that Chelsea have looked to create opportunities and be that engine. I really like how they play the game, and they are some difficult midfield that to play against Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. Then up front, we look at Palmer, Rodgers and João Pedro are most likely going to be the front 3. Palmer from the right, Rodgers on the left, and Pedro up front. Now they're going to play inside the inside sort of channels because the wing-backs do push high in Xabi Alonso's systems. So that's why he's brought in Rodgers and Palmer, a duo playmaker, few roles, and they can produce opportunities that really put Chelsea in good positions. João Pedro, we know how good he has been in the past few seasons, so he is a really good asset for Chelsea. So I'm currently really liking this squad, and I think if Xabi Alonso can get them playing the football he wants them to play, and there is no less issues within the mentality of the squad, then I think they can really be title challengers. They are there. They can go vie for this title, I think, next season. The door is nearly open with the fact that all these other clubs are having these new managers in, so it's well open. The only team that we know are going to produce a good season is Arsenal, and yet they weren't incredibly dominant with their Premier League title last season. After the break, I will cover what is next and my predictions for this Chelsea squad. There is some work to do for Chelsea still, so I'll look at what is next for Chelsea here. Well, they need to bring in a few more players, I think, within this transfer window, and Xabi Alonso knows that, but they also have to get rid of a few. They have already got rid of Garnacho off their books for the moment, on a loan, and then they have got rid of a few others, plus they are looking to transfer Nicholas Jackson out of their squad, and I think there are a few other players that could leave within this transfer window. They need to get the money in, but they also need to still get a bit of depth within their squad, their full squad, because they are, yes, they're not playing Europe, but they still need to cover injuries. That's why I think they need to bring in at least one more wing back, and then one player like Hato who can cover that area. Malo Gusto is also a really key player for Chelsea this season, and he may play either starting in the lineup. I didn't have him in my starting lineup, but I think he could play a key role within those wing-back areas and could be a bit of a replacement player coming off the bench. Maybe impact as what he will likely bring. Also, there could be questions around their defence. That's my biggest question for Chelsea, is do they have the defence needed? Yes, they'll be playing three at the back, but then the wing-backs will be pushing really high, I would say, under Xabi Alonso's system. So they could be vulnerable in those wide areas. And that is often where teams are most dangerous and can beat teams like that play Xabi Alonso's system out. I think they will be well worked, this team, and I think they are definitely here to play this next season. Yes, it's a complete reset of their squads and their tactics, but this is going to be an interesting season for Chelsea. They need to show that grit. They are here to play, but it's not going to be easy straight away. New players coming into Chelsea, new manager, new system. It's never going to be easy. And that's why I'm predicting that they are not going to win the title. And that's fair enough, since they finished 10th last season and have a new manager. I believe they will get Champions League though, and will just get through with a 5th place. I believe that this season is going to be one of the closest Premier League seasons ever, and that's why it could really be a roll of the dice who takes those Champions League spots and even who wins the title. That's why Chelsea, I believe, are really in for this title. Where should they aim? First of all, they should be aiming for consistency. They can't aim for the title when they don't have the system ingrained in their minds. But the run-in, the last few months of the Premier League, is where they can grind out the wins. And they should at least be aiming for Champions League. They know they have to aim for that. But they can go for this title. This reset, Xabi Alonso is an incredible manager. And he can pull rabbits out of hats. That's why I believe they will be aiming for at least a top 3 finish within this season. They have to. This Premier League season is wide open. New managers here, there and everywhere. And a lot of changes have occurred within the past few months within the Premier League. So watch into this season of the Premier League for Chelsea, because the new era starts now, and it is one of the most exciting things to watch when a new system takes place. Change is the best thing for the Premier League, and that is the best thing for Chelsea. So I cannot wait. Tune in for more. I will have many more club squad breakdowns, plus the Premier League is just on the horizon, so look forward to that and enjoy, while you can, your summer or winter or wherever you are, whatever you are doing, enjoy your life, because Chelsea now have started their new era. Thanks for listening.